Live on Instagram first. Yes, good morning, Instagram. Now let's see if we can get Facebook to work out. Slow and steady wins the race, right, Pierre? Good morning, y'all. This is Eileen. This is Pierre. We are here on Motivation Monday, opening your mind to living differently in the world. I'm trying to get Facebook up. It's tripping.
New Orleans.
We just pointed something.
The following program is a paid program that doesn't necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the staff, management, and advertisers of WBOK.
Jeez.
Don't work.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Motivation Monday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and hopefully everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in. You never have to miss a show. Why? Because we are live on Facebook. We are live on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We are everywhere you want to be. There's one-stop shopping. Our podcast station is coming together. We have all kinds of stuff, y'all. I'm so excited. And these next 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I know Facebook still does not want to come up. Y'all watch me on Instagram Live. Facebook is tripping this morning. It says loading. It's been loading for the last 4 minutes. I'm trying. Facebook. I'm trying. I don't know what to do. But we are everywhere you want to be, Pierre. Yeah. If y'all don't know Pierre, he is now a regular here because I was like, Pierre, don't you want to be a regular? You know, finding other people who have conscious conversation is so amazing to me. I love people who can open my mind. So we have Reeled Him In. We are partners with the Impact Group. And that's what it's all about. It's about motivating each other to move to the next levels. And so we have done that for each other. And sometimes you have to just take the lead on some things. You can't just, sit on the sidelines anymore. There's so many aspects of life where you need to just jump. You sit there for a little while, you're like, that seems like a good idea. And it's a good idea. And you might have been inspired to move on it, but you didn't. And then, there's somebody that comes out with that great idea and they create that product or they write that book, Eileen. Or they do it and you're like, I thought of that first. How many people are sitting out there with something that they're like, I thought of that first?
Ooh, bunch.
But you didn't, right?
I'm always with my quotes.
What? Yes.
They said, what's the richest place in the world?
What is the richest place in the world?
The graveyard. It's for the $1 million ideas.
Aren't you on it this morning? Right. Well, we are here to inspire you to take the lead. Whatever that is in your life that you've thought of, you dreamed about it, you wanted to do it, you had some aspiration and you just didn't, get the gumph. Did I make up a word? You just didn't have the umph or the gumption. I was putting gumption and umph together. You just didn't have the gumption to just jump and to do it. Well, I implore you to take the lead on your life today because here is the deal. You are the only one who can do it.
Agreed.
You are the only one who can do it. I don't know about y'all, but I truly believe in the angels sending me numbers, and I see the number 1029 all of the time. I don't just see it is my child's birthday. Like it is that, seriously, I see it all of the time. And so I went to look up, what the numbers mean. And long story short, it is, you are the only one who can walk in this, so walk in it and do it. And so I implore everyone to take the lead on whatever that is in your life. We are all here for a divine purpose and to follow our passions, right?
Absolutely.
Well, if there was somebody else who could do it, then you didn't need to be here, right?
Man, what?
Kind of, right?
Right.
If there was someone else who could do what you're supposed to do, then technically you would need you here.
At all.
But we're all here for a purpose, and mine is different than yours, and yours is different than Lee, and Lee is different than Susan, and Susan is different than Rob. We are all here for our divine purpose. And so when we are able to take the lead in that aspect of our lives, I truly believe that that will lead us to the good life. So that is going to be our conversation for this week. I'm really excited about it. Of course, we have a theme for each week, and we delve into every aspect of our lives. We're going to hit a little bit about taking the lead with regard to needs. If you see a need in your community, take the lead. You don't just have to sit back and watch, whether it be, organizing your family and friends, organizing your neighborhood, having a watch party. A watch party. It could be. It's New Orleans. We have a party for everything. Creating a watch group or whatever the need may be, taking that jump, taking the lead on it will lead to the good life. We actually have a wonderful example of that. My sister, and I have to give her a shout out, is doing just that, and the Louisiana delegation with regard to Puerto Rico relief. So we're going to get into that conversation in the second segment of the show. And then, of course, we will have Bishop Henry Bolden. He will be on the line. We're going to talk about taking the lead in your life. They always say faith without action is faith without works is dead, right? And so we can say that, but we can have all the faith in the world, but unless we take the lead on it, we're not going to move forward. So we implore you to do that. And we're going to kind of get into all that this week, or today, I should say. But this week specifically, we'll get into taking the lead with regard to our relationships. I am a little traditional, so, it is what it is. I need the man to take the lead. Like, I want. No? Yeah, you want, and so we're gonna have that conversation tomorrow. Has there been a different dynamic where in our relationships, but there are times where our ladies should lead certain things, and our men should be teaching each other things. But has that gotten out of balance? What do our relationships look like? Are there men who? I was actually reading an article, and there was like some men were hesitant because they felt like it was a little bit too controlling. So it's like finding that balance of taking the lead in your relationships, because this is a true story. And I was reading this and I was like, what, that really settled in my spirit. You hate having to ask someone, or the guy or your significant other, what are we doing or whatever? Like, give me the suggestion, take the lead, be the man. Like,
Oh yeah, if you ask me
what I'm saying?
What we doing? That mean you really want to do something, and now you just projecting that onto me. If you want to do something, I think that's the big thing, is being upfront versus waiting on someone else. Like, if you want to go out, don't say, well, what we doing tonight? Because then that becomes annoying.
Right.
Versus say, you just be straightforward versus trying to get someone to read your mind.
And that's also with our conversations.
Yeah.
So many times we hold everything in where they manifest into illness, or, they manifest into an argument, or if we just took the lead on a conversation, we really could have eliminated so many different, just disagreements and misunderstandings or whatever it may be. So we're going to take the lead in our relationships and our conversations, and, that leads to the good life as well. And then obviously on Wednesday, we will be touching on taking the lead in our health and our wellness. When do we like to start taking care of something? When something is wrong. We give all the attention in the world. When you go to the doctor and they tell you, you need to lose 20, 30 pounds or you're going to be diabetic, then you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to lose that 20 or 30 pounds. And then you really have the fortitude, to continue on that path. But we would like not to get to those points. Sometimes it does take that, unfortunately. But, we would like to begin to take the lead on our health and our wellness, and, really start creating generational health. And we say that all the time because, our children, our nephews, our nieces, our cousins, they're watching what we put in their body. We're teaching them, how we cook every day. You're cooking with a lot of, butter and this, that, and the other. So take the lead. And a short story about this is, I had one of my aunts, Auntie Sharon, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, had gone through breast cancer, and she thank God she is a survivor as of today, and she really took the lead on, when we had family events, bringing breast cancer information and making sure that we knew how to, check ourselves properly and, how to eat properly and things like that. And so, you can do that when your family has different events like that. Take the lead. You don't have to sit there and wait for it to happen. You can be the person that brings the information, and it might not settle in their spirit that moment, but it may be a seed that will grow later. And right? You know what I'm saying?
It's so ironic you say that, because
it's not ironic. There are no coincidences.
True. Touche. When it comes to like health and wellness, someone always told me, well, the doctor is in your genes, because that's why the doctors ask you for your family's medical history. But I disagree. I think it's that because families usually share a similar type of diet.
Right, because we're always eating together.
Right. So when I realized, at 35, everyone in my family was getting high blood pressure, all of that kind of stuff. In my early 20s, I cut the pork. I cut most fried foods. I started doing things to eat healthier, and
so
now
that's how
I'm
you
not
stay
on the
all
path.
slim and.
Oh yeah. No, I do a lot of walking. I grind. So when I do a lot of business downtown. So sometimes I walk to CBD in the quarter like 3 times a day.
But
for going from business to business, handling different things.
But just think about that. Taking the lead on that and having the conversations. You know what? I walk all day. I don't always drive.
I mean, you can't find no parking. You keep driving. Oh, you're gonna be paying $20
those little orange
an hour.
tickets. Right.
So, nah.
But having that conversation with your family and friends. I had a friend last year. He did that. He had gone through cancer, and he took the lead on having these conversations actually throughout the United States of communities of color, and actually talking about our health concerns. And he took the lead just with his friends. He said, one day a year, it was I think maybe a group of 6 or 7, they decided to all make a doctor's appointment on the same day. And so all the guys went to the doctor's appointment, and then they met up for like drinks or something after. But they all, it wasn't, it made it less uncomfortable, I guess, to have those conversations, because all my boys, we all going to the doctor the same day. What if we took the lead in our family? What if we took the lead for our friends, or whatever your situation is, took the lead on things like this and started to, walk that walk to let other people know it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
What happens if we set it by the wayside?
Then everything falls to nothing.
Right. But that's the point. That's the point. And it falls to. But we're going to have that conversation too. What happens when we sit too long? What happens when we sit too long?
Things get stale. It's no different than leaving something out on the counter too long. The one thing I love about life is nature reflects exactly how life works. The same things with our thoughts, with business or whatever. It's the same things that we will notice in nature. Whether that's starting a business, it's almost like planting a seed. You got to water it. You got to nurture it. Then eventually it gets to the point where it bears fruit. But then from that fruit, you get 10 more seeds that you can go out and plant. And then eventually you have an orchard. But it's just knowing that those same principles that apply to nature are usually the same things that apply to different stages of different areas of life.
Absolutely. So we need to begin to do it.
I think be more conscious of our actions in every shape or form, because not knowing is not an excuse.
Ooh.
And I think too many times, I didn't know, but why?
Hello.
You know what I mean? You could have known.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Nobody stopped you. Books work last time I checked.
Exactly. And it's funny that you say that, because that is part of the
you got it working. I'm gonna just show
I
you
do.
my page. Give me my phone back.
Oh no, but you have the beginning of it. Y'all, I just got my Facebook to work. So what, it's been all of these 12 minutes and it does not work. So Instagram has the full video, but lucky for me, yeah, there you go. But lucky for me, we have look, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I'm just pointing at you. They don't want to see me. My mug.
Hey Facebook. But we have, steps to actually leading, because sometimes we don't want to take that jump, right? Well, one of the things to do is to educate yourself on whatever it is, because
right.
the only reason you wouldn't jump is because you're what?
Scared.
You're fearful. Right? You're fearful. You just don't know. You're scared of the unknown. So if we can build ourselves up and build our confidence in whatever area that is, it'll be a little bit easier for us to lead and to release that anxiety, to walk into that good life. And give yourself a little leeway. Don't be so hard on yourself. We're all in this process together. We are all learning. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Me and my friends had this thing one time. Let me go to me since I'm saying something.
Since you talk about it.
Yeah. But it's
y'all, technology is so interesting up in the studio today.
It was a friend of mine said, "Man, you changed." I said, "Well, if I'm the same person I was at 20, at 30, I wasted 10 years of my life." And I remember my dad told me, he said, "We get intelligence confused, where we think someone is smart or intelligent based on their knowledge, but it's really one's ability to learn. So the only way you become stupid is if you become incapable of learning. And every day, if you're not learning at least one thing new, then you're wasting a day.
Pierre so eloquently said. And that's exactly what it's all about. Opening your mind to living differently in the world. What are we going to walk into? How can you lead today? Educate yourself. Knowledge is key. We've had this conversation before, but I like to applied knowledge is power, and we are a manifestation of what we've been exposed to, of our experiences. And so when we can enlarge that territory, when we can educate ourselves, when we can see a different perspective, that is walking into our fullness. That is taking the lead on something where, you know, it sometimes it's taking the lead on having conversations with people who don't look like us.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that. Having conversations with people who are outside our religious beliefs. Having conversations with people who, you know, have different political views. Finding those common points that we can move forward with. And so I encourage each and every one of you to take the lead in that aspect of life that you feel the most, that you feel like maybe you've been lacking on. None of us, you know, are perfect, or I'm perfectly imperfect, I should say. I have Pierre up in the studio. I am perfectly imperfect, and I am embracing what I need to take care of. You know, so many times we leave it on the back burner. So I encourage you to do that today and this week. We'll be looking at it in so many different aspects, taking the lead. That's what this week is about. That's what the good life is about. And speaking of taking the lead, I will have to say, Senator Karen Carter Peterson took a trip to Puerto Rico. She was invited there due to the relief efforts after Katrina and some of the knowledge that she had. So there's an article in The Advocate about that, and there is a relief effort. I knew she was going, but I wasn't really speaking publicly about it. But then after I saw the article, I was like, well, obviously everybody knows, so I can say something about it. But we really are doing this because we want to help the people who are there, who are in need. There's so many items that they need. When we come back, I'm going to jump into those items. I'm going to give you the background story and then remind you of those items as well. And, you know, we have been so fortunate after Katrina that, you know, we had so many people reach out to us and help us and to bring us back. Y'all, Puerto Rico, this is 2 weeks later, and they literally have places that have never been touched, have not even seen American FEMA, Red Cross, haven't seen anything yet. 2 weeks later, they are literally... they're literally, you know, weaning on hope. And so we want to walk into the good life and make sure we help those who are in need. We're going to take the lead on that. We're going to take a quick break and we will be back. This is Eileen and Pierre. It's the good life, y'all. Don't move. Finally, Facebook.
You know what I mean?
And I hate this angle. We have to work on it. With the stands, we have some stands. We have all kinds of stuff. Wait, do we have something else? Oh, hi.
You did?
Hey, Cindy. Yes.
Well, I think she jumped.
What's up?
I think she jumped out.
Oh, fine, Cindy. Leave us. Knowledge is power. Yes, dog. Yes, knowledge is power, and that's what it's all about. I'm about to share it. Since we finally got Facebook to pop up, I'm going to... I'm turning down your volume so y'all can hear now. Right. We finally got this working. Oh, wait, no. Oh, it was on Facebook. Whoops. Ha! Oh, and speaking of it, I am still drinking my alkaline water. Oh, my goodness. True story. I had broken out on the side of my face. But guess why? Y'all, you had to clean your phones. Yeah. Like, no, but I meant like, and I could not figure out why. And I was like, what is the deal? I'm like, in my 30s, there's no reason I should be like having this. Like, what is the deal? And I was like, well, maybe it's my hormones. I had to be real, y'all. I don't know. I'm like, it's not that time yet, but, you know. Real talk. And so I've been drinking this alkaline water straight for the month of October. We're in the 9th day. Mm-hmm. I can see a difference in my skin.
Alkaline water is the truth.
I have been drinking exclusively that, and I have really started to see a difference in so many different aspects. So that's the commercial that y'all hear.
Like a lot of people don't know, but a lot of people don't know, but alkaline water, cancer cells can't form in the alkaline body.
Exactly. We had that whole conversation on Wednesday of last week, and here's the deal. If you missed the conversation last week, this is what you can do. You can go to tglradioshow.com. TGLradioshow.com. Go watch now, and you can scroll down and see that, or you can follow us on our Facebook page and see the conversation there as well. So yes, who knew, y'all? Alkaline water.
The truth.
It is the truth. Wait, is this? Oh, this is myself. I'm wondering why it's not coming up. Too many avenues. So Pierre, how was your weekend?
Excellent.
I'm so excited.
I heard you were busy.
Yes, ma'am. Camellia City Smooth Jazz Festival. It went down. And our girl, Hannah Malone, was crowned. Do you remember the Louisiana Miss Louisiana Universal? Yeah.
Yes. See, I had to get it right. I can't mess up. Your title, Havla. I love you, girl. But we're so proud of her and everything that she does. You know, we're just trying to, it's about helping each other and supporting one another.
Absolutely.
So we can all go to new levels. No, that's what it's about. That's what it's good about. Love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and others.
It was a really good ceremony. It was quick.
It was?
Nice. It was nice.
She looked amazing. I saw her pictures. But, you know, my car is still in the shop. But you know what? I'm blessed that I have one, so let me be quiet. Right? So I was not able to make it out to Slide Out for the festival. But there was, like, lots of festivals going on this weekend. Talking about taking the lead there everywhere.
Yeah, they had Beignet Fest. You had
that could have been a good thing I missed.
Now that got pushed back.
Oh, did it?
It's now December 2nd. I will be there. I ain't
Ah!
gonna front. I will do a bunch of festivals with Beignet Fest. I will be there.
How many people are we reaching, Pierre?
20,000.
Too short of 2,000. I need y'all to share this so we reach 20,000. 19,998 people. So, with that being said, if you would like to join the Good Life Radio Show, you know of a company, a corporation, and our values merge with yours, please contact us, 504-400-7127. 504-400-7127. You can send me an email, Eileen, EILEEN, at TGLradioshow.com. And all of that information is available at TGLradioshow.com. And you can just go online, click the button, TGLradioshow.com. Yes. Call me when you need some. Okay, we're about to go live. Let me stop playing around. Good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Motivation Monday, and we're here to open your mind.
I got 2 left feet.
We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, tolerance, compassion, and understanding for ourselves and everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in. You never have to miss a show. Why? Because we are live on Instagram. We are live on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are everywhere you want to be. That is TGL Radio Show. And if you'd like to join the good life, go online right now, TGLradioshow.com. Our rates, our packages. You can watch now. You can podcast. Y'all, we have so much stuff there. It is a one-stop shop for the good life. You can meet us. I think I need your bio so I can put you on there. I need everybody's bio.
I gotta write a bio.
That's the meet me section. That's the only one. But I'm there, so you can learn about me. But if you want to join the good life, you can subscribe online there to our YouTube channel. We want you to become a part of it. There are more people in the world with a smartphone than a toothbrush. So go right now. True story. You're laughing. I'm so serious. There are. It's a true story. So I need you to take the lead today. Since that is our theme for this week, we need you to take the lead. I need you to join the movement because that's exactly what we are. We are taking this intergalactic, interplanetary.
Okay.
Yeah, we are. They're going to hear our voices in Shumbugalam. Mm-hmm.
Mars everywhere.
Yeah, Mars, Pluto,
and
beyond.
Buzz Lightyear.
Like Buzz. And beyond. They're going to hear us everywhere. And speaking of where we really want our voices heard and our messages from our hearts to be heard is in Puerto Rico. I am so blessed to have my sister I hadn't spoken of this publicly, but she had taken a 9-day visit to Puerto Rico, and they really need help. She has really come back. I want to say a different person, but it has truly, touched her on levels that I can't even imagine, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to tell you what's going on, and then I'm going to read the article that is in the Advocate. They are putting together a plane full of supplies to make sure that they can get them to the people of Ponce, Puerto Rico. Ponce, Puerto Rico. It is a section of Puerto Rico that is a little farther out, where everything else is kind of getting jammed up in the capital. Some areas who have been further out literally have not had any contact with any disaster help as of today, and this is 2.5 weeks later. So we want to make sure that we help. So these are the supplies that are needed. So I'm going to get that out there now, and then read the story, and then kind of get back to that. So the contributions that they're looking for, and 100% of the funds are going to hurricane recovery. This isn't any organization. 100% of the funds are going there. So they are looking for tarps, mosquito nets, bed nets, mosquito repellent, topical antibiotic, and Tylenol, Benadryl, diaper rash ointment, Bactroban, inhalers, Buterol, baby formula, baby food, aero chambers for asthma medications, permethrin, hand sanitizer, Pedialyte. We don't realize, how instrumental that is. Pedialyte, diapers for adults and children, and personal hygiene products. So these are what they're focusing on. These are like some basic needs that they're looking for. So I'm going on to read the article from theadvocate.com. It was in the paper yesterday, and online, so you can find this online. They say Senator Karen Carter Peterson returned home from a 9-day visit to hurricane-ravaged Puerto Rico with the goal of organizing aid for villages which have received no help in the more than 2 weeks since Hurricane Maria struck. She says, I visited communities around Ponce that have seen nobody from FEMA, nobody from Red Cross. They have no cell phone service, no diesel, no generators, no food. A third of the island still has not been touched by recovery efforts. 1/3. Can y'all know how we felt after Katrina? Mm-hmm. Y'all know how we felt. This is double that amount of time. Can you imagine where they are, with regards to hope? I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
I literally can't even imagine.
A friend of mine was just telling me that I think AT&T and a few other the cell phone companies that are out there are actually contracting, looking for people to go to just bring gas to the cell phone towers to power up the generators.
Wow.
So if you got a 4x4 diesel truck, they're looking for you to go and they're paying $3,000 a week.
Right. They are, and they said a lot of the food and things that they need to get distributed out can't get there because they simply don't have the truck drivers. They don't have the people to be able to do it. So it goes on to say that as head of the Louisiana Democratic Party, Peterson said she went to Puerto Rico at the request of friends on the party's national committees. Her experience with the recovery problems of Hurricane Katrina and a half dozen other storms that have hit Louisiana since 2005 have given her a unique perspective in helping the island find its footing. Restaurateur Bill Hammock recalled contacting Peterson Thursday night on another matter. He said, but the senator could only talk about the conditions he was seeing in and around Ponce. He said it was during those conversations that he offered to load up an airplane and fly down. But during these conversations, they came to realize that the need far exceeded, one airplane's capacity, his airplane, and the operation grew from there. So Peterson returned to New Orleans on Friday with a list in hand and then set about with Hammock to gather the materials for a return to the island. And they said it's coming together very quickly, so they would really appreciate each and anyone who can help, organizations, corporations, businesses, anybody, individuals, students, anybody who wants to help. If it is a bottle of Tylenol and you want to donate, we want to make sure that we get it to Puerto Rico. Mayor Mitch Landrieu and officials with hospitals, restaurants, GNO Inc., and other business groups have all come together to help this effort. They are gathering donated supplies at Peterson and the Louisiana delegation. So this isn't just Senator Peterson. This is now the Louisiana delegation. And they're planning to fly Tuesday from New Orleans to Ponce, which is the island's second largest city. Can y'all imagine the second largest city on the island, which has about 1 million people? 1 million. We don't even have 1 million people in New Orleans. Think about how many people we had here. 1 million people. They have not been touched by anything yet. Y'all, this is a travesty. The center of Hurricane Maria directly hit the U.S. territory at near Category 5 strength, lashing the island with wind and rain for more than 30 hours. 30 hours. You know, we take light with Nate hitting us in New Orleans for what, an hour and a half, 2 hours, if that.
It didn't even hit us.
It didn't even hit us, really. 30 hours, Category 5 strength being battered. They said the infrastructure on the island, whose government services already had been deeply cut because of their economic problems, collapsed. Literally collapsed, throwing much of the 3.4 million residents in the dark. Can you imagine? We get upset if energy is out for an hour. Seriously, this has been 2 weeks. This has been over 2 weeks, y'all. With about 164,000 residents, Ponce sits on the southern coast and experienced Hurricane Maria's fury directly off the Caribbean Sea. The terrain around the city quickly becomes mountains, and it's home to about 1 million people. So the terrain is mountainous. They have about 1 million people there. There is no aid, and it is really becoming a problem. They said at this point, the death toll is rising simply because people aren't getting the care and aren't having the ability to have care. Y'all, we have got to do something. And so the Puerto Rican governor, Ricardo Rosello, announced Friday that the death toll, just what I was speaking of, had risen to 34, to which Ponce area officials added many had died due to the lack of oxygen tanks and electricity to run life support systems in the hospitals. The governor wants to make repairing rural hospitals a priority for hurricane recovery. Going on, this is from theadvocate.com again. Officials all over Puerto Rico worry about the health risk as the medical safety net has become ever more frayed. Think about it. Without, electricity and, running water and, just things that we find are basic, certain bacteria and viruses are going to begin to breed, and then you have a whole nother level of problem. So we really want to make sure that we help them. Several Democrats in Congress are calling for the FEMA to transport the ill to the mainland. So if you are out there and you have a voice, please start calling your representatives to, help make sure that they're ill and the people who are, on death's door, have the ability to, it's crazy, but to live, just, y'all, I'm getting emotional there. I'm sorry. Hammock will be part of a meeting Sunday night with physicians with Children's Hospital and Ochsner Health System to discuss the logistics of evacuating patients from Ponce area hospitals. The plane can take 6 patients to New Orleans. 6, I know 6 is more than nothing, but anybody who has any type of ability, maybe another plane or can do something, please, you are listening to this for a reason. Please, let's work on something with Children's Hospital and Ochsner's hospitals, and we'll give you the numbers and the contacts in just a moment. But I wanted to let you know what the need was. The Louisiana hospitals have been sending medications and other supplies to a hangar at the Louis Armstrong International Airport for shipment to Puerto Rico on Tuesday. So you still have time. If you have medication, supplies, or anything that you are able to send, it's not going out until tomorrow. So please, anybody who has anything that they can send, please, you have until tomorrow. Peterson said that Tuesday's plane will land in Ponce, which will help rescuers get the supplies out quicker. It will also circumvent the bottleneck that is now in San Juan, where much of the humanitarian aid has been unable to get people in need because there are not enough truck drivers, as we said a little bit earlier. So the contact information, that if you have any relief materials, please contact Hammock. You can reach him. His email is hammock, HAMMACK, at hammockjones.com. That is HAMMACK at hammockjones.com. HAMMACK at HAMMACK Jones, JONES.com. Or Senator Peterson, you can contact her at her legislative address. Her email is PetersonK, PetersonK, at legis legis.la.gov, Peterson K at legis.la.gov. They are the two that are organizing and spearheading the collection of relief materials, talking about taking the lead. We want to, give our love and support to them, as well as everyone in Puerto Rico who still, has not been touched by any relief efforts. I just can't believe it, y'all. We're in the United States of America. And they are a part of us. And they do say, because of time considerations, the group is collecting funds through the link, I can't pronounce it, Strijetsky, I hope I got that right, Foundation, which is a charitable organization attached to the restaurant group, because he is a restaurateur. So they have gotten together. The foundation website address is, I'm going to give that to you, that is linkstryjewski.org. Again, that is linkstryjewski.org. You can find all of this information on theadvocate.com. If you just type in Senator Karen Carter Peterson helps organize relief for Ponce, Puerto Rico. I'm sure if you type any of that, it'll come up. But we're also going to share this link and all of the information on our WBOK page, as well as the Good Life radio show. We are in the United States of America, and our brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico and still have not received any help. We know how that felt. We know how it felt to be called refugees in our own country, and we do not want to make those same mistakes that we made, and we want to help take the lead on this. They're our brothers and sisters. We know how it felt, and hopefully we can turn that around and create the good life for them in Puerto Rico. And again, some of the contributions that they are asking for, and they are again trying to be specific that 100% of the funds are going to hurricane recovery. 100%. Again, the items that are in most need, obviously you can send whatever you have, but the ones that are in most need are tarps. They don't even have a housing, y'all. Tarps, mosquito nets, mosquito repellent, topical antibiotics, Tylenol, Benadryl, diaper rash ointment, Bactroban, inhalers, albuterol, baby formula, baby food, aero chambers for asthma medications, permethrin, hand sanitizer, Pedialyte, diapers for kids and adults, and personal hygiene products. So if you are able to do any of that, please reach out. We are going to take a quick break. We want to thank Senator Karen Carter Peterson and Mr. Hammock for leading the charge on this, but it has taken over, and it is the Louisiana delegation. The Mayor Mitch Landrieu has gotten involved along with our hospitals and restaurants and GNO Inc. and other business groups. So if you are a business group and can help, please do so. This is the good life, y'all. The planes are leaving out tomorrow, so we really need to take action. We really need to take lead today, right now. The need is now. Do it. It's the good life, y'all. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back with Pastor Henry Bolden. It is Pierre and I in the studio. I know the mood changed a little bit, but you know what? Sometimes when there is a need, we need to take the lead. We need to just jump. We can't just sit by and wait. And the residents of Puerto Rico are I'm going to take a break, y'all. We'll be right back. It just, I'm empath, so it's just, I can't,
My thing is this, right? Disaster's a big money business, because all the things that are getting donated, the people have to purchase from stores. Won't those stores sacrifice their profit? At least, let us pay you what you got it for at cost. You feel me? That's really taking a lead, because if you look at it, the Walmarts, whatever it is, they're making a killing off of disaster.
Thank you, Pierre.
And then I don't see them saying, okay, well, we'll sell the services, for less.
I think we do.
So that perfect. I don't see them saying that they'll sell their services for at least at cost. So that way they're not taking a loss.
Trying to drive up the price. I'm like, are you serious? And I was watching one of the news stations this morning about some of the residents who had to stand in line. He drove 30 minutes on gas that he did not have to spare to go stand in line for 5 hours to get ice. Mm-hmm. You have to drive back 30 hours with ice. Think about how that's going to, well, hopefully you brought containers or something, but I'm just like, and how people were standing in line for the ATM to purchase the ice, the 5 hours here to go 5 hours there. Y'all, this is for ice. This is for things that we take take for granted. Like,
I mean, at the same time, I look at hurricanes been happening forever. So what happened when we didn't have radar?
I don't know. I'm happy to not live in that time. I will say that. I'm happy. I don't know.
What it means
you got a surprise.
I know we look at the immediate, but I don't know. I just got a weird belief that in the long term, everything takes. We know what they went through, but they definitely need service and stuff. My complaints is that all the challenges are pushed out to the people. None is really pushed out to the business owners or to the haves.
Right, exactly. And it was the same thing because here was the catch-22 of the interview that I saw this morning with the lady with the ice. They said your prices went up, and so she had to explain. She's like, I'm not getting my my regular orders, obviously, and she said they had to, for lack of a better term, I'm not an ice business owner. The items that she needed to bag, like the plastic and things that she needed to do, the price went up on that for her to even purchase it. Mm-hmm. And it's all coming out of her pocket. And there's not even disaster relief to help those companies. Because I know I just know dealing with disaster relief, those are contracts that you already have in place or supposed to have in place with disaster related items like your ice companies. You're supposed to have contracts that just go into place when the disasters occurs. You're supposed to have them already.
The U.S. government not in a rush to help, right? You know why?
Like it's supposed to already be in place. You're just like, okay, we're activating it. Here is the money, so you can go do it, so the price doesn't get jacked up.
But here's why: there's no federal tax in Puerto Rico, so the government isn't going to put anything in the budget aside to that. When there's no federal taxes there. If you live there, you don't pay federal taxes.
Is Henry on the line? Henry? Forgot about him. It's okay. We forgot about him too. I'm just joking.
But yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, but there's no federal taxes there. So the federal government hasn't put money aside and included them in that money. That's why it's taking them so long to react and get over there. Because now they're trying to create space in the budget to see what they're going to take away from.
Y'all, we are human beings.
Oh, I know.
I can't even. It's
sad.
God help us. That's really all I can say is God help us. Seriously,
God sent the song.
I know. Which is a whole nother conversation I was having this morning about when storms come. Most times they're for our good. Not most times. They're for our good.
Everything is for our good.
Everything is for our good. So it's a whole nother conversation. Pierre, maybe a whole nother conversation. Good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Motivation Monday, and we're here to open your mind.
Hold up. How you share a post on Instagram?
We are here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, tolerance, compassion, and understanding for ourselves and everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. Pierre is getting talked about, getting his finger pointed by Lee because he was talking before we came on. Pierre, we're gonna
I apologize. I'm new to this.
We're just playing. We are here in studio. I am your host, Eileen. We have Pierre of the Impact Group. He is one of our partners of the Good Life Radio Show. I'm so excited to have him here. Pierre, if somebody is listening today, how can they reach out to you? How can they have your services? They need to take the lead on their business, and certain things haven't been connecting, but you are the guy to help them do that. So they need to take the lead, and they want to contact you. How can they do that?
504-323-7981. Once again, that's 504-323-7981. Or they can reach us by email at empaqgrp@gmail.com.
Well, we are taking the lead this morning and Open Our Mind. We're getting Pastor Henry Bolden on the line. No, yes, no. I don't know. I guess we lost him, y'all. Look how technology works. Well, it's funny because if we lost him, then I'm going to jump into a whole other conversation that's why y'all should listen during the break. Because Pierre and I started a conversation that I actually started yesterday that God had opened my mind to. And so, yeah, you know what? Let's have this conversation. Henry will jump into this when we get him on. About taking the lead in your life and taking the lead in your perception of things. And when I say that, it is because all things come together for our good. Whether we think whether we perceive them as good or we perceive them as bad, they all really are good. And so this conversation came about because someone I knew was in a relationship and something had triggered something and something had hurt them. And I think we've all been in a situation like that where something has, hurt us. And I want you to take the lead on your perception.
Oh yeah, nothing happens
and be motivated
for you.
Exactly. And so I say that because there may be uncomfortable situations that you are in right now, but I want to implore to you that they are coming from a place of love.
Also, we got to let them know they put themselves there in that position.
Yes.
We make all of our choices ourselves, and we look to, why am I here? It's a reason you put yourself there. So that's the first step, is recognizing your role, that personal accountability.
Taking the lead.
If you can't take the lead on saying,
on your own stuff,
here's where I went wrong,
yes,
then you're just going to move from that mistake to the next one, to the next one, to the next one.
So we are motivated. It's Motivation Monday. We are trying to motivate you to see this from a different perspective so that we can move into the good life, because that's exactly it. We create stuff. We manifest it. What I'm dealing with today, I have manifested from the choices and the decisions that I have made. And yesterday, 2 months ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it may be, and how it has manifested as of this point. But I have created this day. So if I want to create a different tomorrow, I need to take the lead on today. I need to take it by the reins, and I need to understand that, just like we said, it is all happening for my good. And one of the best examples is... well, it's not Relationship Tuesday, but I'm going to give you our relationship example. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. Like I said, when something does trigger you, it's not generally, it's triggering you, and it is coming out of a place of love, if you can look at it that way. I know it's difficult at times, but it's triggering you so that you can release the negativity, so that you can release the fear, release the shame, and so that you can raise your vibration, you can raise your level of understanding, so that you can raise your level of, I won't say tolerance, your level of, that's one of my four core values, so it kind of pops out all the time. But so you can raise your awareness. Yeah, so you can raise your awareness and start to embrace these situations in life. When you can embrace them with a little bit more love and compassion and not be bitter and angry and upset, we are really, for lack of a better word, living the good life. It really does. It's we've had this conversation, sort of. Being able to see something from a different perspective. Mm-hmm. It can literally change your entire day.
Like, I heard someone, it's a quote I read once, I'm big on the quotes.
I love quotes.
And they asked, they was saying, well, do you see the glass half full or half empty? Mm-hmm. Neither. I'm just grateful to have a glass at all. And that's if we find, what I realize is the more we find to be appreciative of, the more we'll have to appreciate.
Yes.
The more we are unhappy or don't like something we have, we're going to attract more of the things we don't like into our life. It's just the beliefs. Like, if you believe there's no good men or women out there, then
there's a lot of good men out there.
But this is the other part. They are. But if you don't believe it, all you will attract is the opposite.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No, I know.
And if you're looking for,
because we all done it.
And if you're looking
male,
for
female,
exactly,
job, friend,
business,
business. I always get messed over in business. Well, if you keep thinking that and you don't take the lead on your thoughts, you will continue to get that.
Also, that person could be projecting. Psychology talks about
lesson
projection.
That you're supposed to learn.
If you keep getting messed over in business, maybe you're doing messed up business and you're not really being messed over. People are just walking away because they don't like how you do business.
Ooh, Pierre,
but no one wants to take that personal accountability or that responsibility of, I can't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. That's the definition of insanity. And I look at the common denominator. If in every one of these situations I'm involved, it got to be me.
It has to be me.
Who else is going to be? Everybody in the world
but
can't do bad business.
Who wants to take the lead and say, no, that's my bad? You know, it must be me. Who wants to take that lead?
You can lie to everybody except the mirror.
Look, you are entitled to your own emotions. You are not entitled to your own facts.
Correct.
You are not entitled to your own facts. But how many times, and talk about taking the lead, sometimes we don't want to because we know what responsibility comes with that. You know, I don't want to take the lead on that because I know I will have to be responsible. I will have to mature. I will have to grow. I will have to develop if I take the lead. I'm, you know what? I'm cool sitting in the back seat. I'm cool being the backseat driver. I'm cool with this. This is comfortable. Yeah, but there's no growth and comfort.
In fact, the growth is taking the lead on getting rid of enablers. If you have too many enablers in your circle, it will hurt. Like I'll use an example. Not to my family business out there, so I won't let you know names. But we had a situation where, say, a family member would always, every couple of weeks, I need to borrow something. And they pay you back, but then a couple of weeks later, they borrow again. And it's like, well, hold up. Well, is it, I'm borrowing until I get paid, then I get paid, then I'm right back borrowing it again. So you're never really getting your money back.
Right.
But it's like, well, I don't want to tell them no, because then if they no, then what if their lights off? Well, what if letting their lights off make them realize they need to stop doing what they're doing that's making them lose their money so they will change? So you can be preventing them from their lesson by being an enabler.
We got too many had this conversation
people,
yesterday.
So get them squares about your circle.
Taking the lead on that. Yeah. And it's difficult to say no sometimes.
No, it ain't. Not for me.
But you've learned it at some right. But you learned it.
I was bred with it. I ain't gonna lie.
He said he was bred with it. But how many of us aren't? And maybe that's where you take the lead because you're able to show the people around you how that has worked for you and how that has benefited you. So you were able to take the lead on that. There may be someone else who has taken the lead on something else and that has worked for you and you're able to help one another. And so I offer that today as Motivation Monday to take the lead on aspects of your life that you need to get a handle of. It may not be, comfortable at first, but to begin that process. Look, he's like, no, it's not comfortable.
We look too much for instant gratification when it's another saying.
Call it the microwave generation.
It says, if you're willing to spend a few years living like others won't, you can spend the rest of your life living like others can't. Yeah. And that's the thing. We don't want to go through that. We want
it's been 3 years now.
Easy.
Am I up?
It's right around the corner based on the things I've been seeing. 2018 gonna be your year. It's gonna be the tricentennial and the good life.
Yes. Look how God put those together. You see that? But you know what? It had to come down to me taking the lead. And I have to be really honest. There were aspects where I was like, waiting, my own fault, not taking accountability for somebody else to help me with this. Oh, they said that they were going to do that. I'm waiting on them, while I get this together. Well, no, that doesn't. No. And I learned my lesson because...
If they deadline, move on.
Right. And I learned my lesson because stuff wasn't getting handled. I was like, you know what? I need to take the lead. I need to take charge. I need to put all these things together and I need to move forward. Now, if you're on the train, great. If you're not, oh well. But then I need to decide, you know what? Should you even be on the train? You may want to get on it, but I don't know. There's no more spots for you. No, doesn't exist anymore. And so to take the lead in your life in different aspects and release some people as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people laugh, but every couple of years I change my phone number.
Really? That's a good idea. I have not. Well, no, I got a lot of phones. Well, no, I still have my numbers. They just couldn't call me.
Exactly. So the ones you want to reach out to and keep in contact with, you will. Mm-hmm. But it's that I say this: if you have a glass, right, and it's full, and you let it sit in there with water and it went stale. The only way you get fresh water in there is you got to pour out some of the water that's in.
Pour out the water.
Because you only have so much room. You only have so much space. And if we remove the labels. If it ain't alkaline water, you don't get shown.
It's not alkaline. I know. I drank mine this morning. I need another one.
But yeah, if you're not willing to do those things and change that circle, change that belief. Well, what if I lose contact with people? But what if there are some people you are meant to lose contact with? Because there's only so much space we have available in our realm of existence, contacts, everything. And you have to sometimes free up space for new energy or more stuff to come through.
Something like you need to. I need it to.
Yeah, it's like the purge without the shooting. You got to purge.
That's exactly what it is. The purge without the shooting.
Like, you got to purge. You got to purge. You purge your circle sometimes.
And here's the thing.
Look at me back laughing. I see it.
And here's the thing. If they're really for you, they will still be for you.
Absolutely.
You will get to see people's true colors when you are taking the lead on your own life. There's so many times where it may be family or friends, and they have the best intentions and they have the best advice in their mind. They have the best 2 cents in their mind, but it's not what's right for you.
And you know what else it is? I'll give you an example.
Please.
If you've never owned a business, had one, or been high enough up in business in a corporation, you have to watch who we take advice from.
Hello.
So if someone is leading by that example of what we see that we see it's going the direction we want it to, then that may be someone we could take advice from, maybe.
Right.
But we have to treat it like a meal. Discard whatever isn't meant to benefit you. You got to take some things with a grain of salt. You got to know who you getting advice from. Like if I see somebody you ain't never happy in a good relationship, I don't want no relationship advice from you, partner.
Ain't never happy. But they're my brother, they're my friend, they're my whoever. And that's my point. My point then becomes and. We have Jonah on the line. Jonah, good morning and welcome to The Good Life. How are you?
Listen, I learned my lesson as a young man. People always want to borrow money because they think you make the money. But you, like you said, man, you made a good point. You really have to just kind of get rid of people and just kind of, because people that take advantage of you, man, they, because they think you at a certain level. But to stay at that level, you can't be lending all your money out, whether it's family members or whatever. And I tell my daughter all the time, she's 17, she's about to be 18. I say, listen, nobody owes you anything. You have to go out there and get it yourself. Now, if someone help along the way, you have some genuine people to help along the way, hey, fine. But no one owes you anything in this life.
Amen.
I agree with you more, brother.
Amen.
Right.
Thank you.
I wanted to keep it short. Thank y'all.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right.
So true. It's a hard pill to swallow, but so true.
Yeah.
So true. So you have to take the lead of your life, take the reins, and to create the good life. And hopefully you're doing it with a little bit of love, tolerance, compassion, and understanding for ourselves and everyone else. I want to thank Pierre for being here in the studio with me. He is with the Impact Group, and he is making an impact each and every day. Pierre, how can they contact you?
Area code 504-323-7981. That's 504-323-7981. On social media, it's EMPAQGRP, or email is EMPAQGRP@gmail.com.
Y'all call him. He is a wealth of information, and he is such a wonderful partner to The Good Life. I'm so excited. I can't tell y'all, I have so much stuff in the works. I'm so excited. We're growing by leaps and bounds. And if you would like to join The Good Life, please go online, TGLradioshow.com, TGLradioshow.com. Our rates, our packages. You can watch our videos there. There's so much you can do. Go just kind of, meddle around, see what's there.
It's the truth. You go
It's
watch
the
the
truth.
podcast episodes, send it to your friends, share, subscribe.
Share, subscribe.
The share button is the most underutilized button in the world.
The share button is the most underutilized button in this world. Think about it. Think about it. I have that was when I was on here, there was 19,998 people who were in contact with the Good Life Radio Show on Facebook at that moment, right? So imagine if each one of those persons shared it. And then they shared it. And then they shared it. We could reach the world. So I need your help. We are creating a movement. And, it's The Good Life, y'all. So I appreciate everyone's help. I want to thank Pierre. I want to thank Lee, my producer, for all that he does. We are out. Because we have a lot of work to do. We are taking this to new levels. Holla. Oh. Thank you so much, Instagram, for tuning in. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate it. Jimmy said he liked the show. What's up, Jimmy? Thanks so much for tuning in. He's. Oh, well. Thanks so much, y'all. Bye.
Are you on fire?